Greetings once again, Indie Warriors, and welcome back to another episode of upcoming indie games we are excited for. This week we'll be covering December 11th through the 16th of 2023 for all the latest indie game releases. Just a heads up, this will be our second to last episode for the year. There's going to be one more next Saturday, and then the show will have about a week or two off because one, me and the staff desperately need a rest, and two, there just won't be enough releases to really make a whole video about. But that said, we still have some decent offerings this week, so let's hop into those. And of course, we have our awards show coming up, which will go over all of our favorite games from 2023, and plenty of top 10 lists and other content for you to enjoy throughout the holiday break. Our first indie release comes out on December 11th, and it's called Call of Myth, a strategy card game that takes place in the Lovecraft universe. Lovecraft is all the rage these days, as we know, and folks really love card-based games too, so it makes sense the developer would go this route. Every card will be of importance in Call of Myth as you formulate unique tactical approaches depending on the situation you find yourself in. Each creature also has a sanity meter to keep track of, and you'll also have leaders with unique abilities of their own. Battle Lovecraft's nastiest creatures on the 11th. Our next release is a more tactical-based game, and it takes place in the Stargate universe. Stargate Timekeepers promises a full original story-driven campaign as you utilize a party that all have distinct attributes from one another. From thieves to spies, and there's even more weapon-based allies. You'll need to use pretty much everything at your disposal if you hope to take down a Moloch's army. I'm not gonna lie, this trailer, the only one that I could find, really shows absolutely nothing, but there is a demo available on Steam if you want to check things out for yourself and get a better feel for the gameplay. The Steam page also has a few screenshots. Moving on from Stargate, we have an early access release on the 13th, Pioneers of Pagonia, a lovely looking city builder, and according to the Steam description, the game will feature 40 buildings and 70 types of goods, with the promise of additional content as the game progresses through its 6-month early access phase. Give out orders to villagers while building a great culture, work through procedurally generated maps, and learn the joys of discovery when this gorgeous indie launches on the 13th. This isn't my usual genre, but we do have quite a few members on staff that are going to be all about it. In fact, Stormy Day just recently asked me if I could grab this game. We'll have to see if we get it here on the channel and can supply you with some degree of coverage for it. Like with all of these games, let us know in the comments below if they're interesting to you. Moving right along, we have an early access shooter that's striving for realism. It's called Direct Contact. From the weapons to the locations and even the outfits, this game strives to simulate real-life warfare while being a team-based shooting experience. Bullets can ricochet back towards you, doors can be fully breached, and enemy behaviors are also fascinating here with a built-in fear system to detect who is lying and who's telling the truth. The developers have even apparently reached out to real veterans to ensure the experience is authentic. Sounds like a large undertaking? You can check it out for yourself on the 13th. Hope you're thirsty, and I hope this game doesn't leave us feeling too dehydrated. Where's the booze, I say? Well, Booze Master's Freezing Moonshine has those answers. Have you always dreamed of a first-person adventure title where you get drunk, stumble around collecting items, and continually craft more booze? Well, this just might be the game for you. But wait, this is labeled as an economic game as well. Learn to craft the finest beverages in the world, meet a wide assortment of bizarre characters, and of course, post shit to social media. Booze Master's Freezing Moonshine looks reasonably fun if I'm being honest, and will at least be worth a laugh. Are you a fan of the original House Flipper? Well, wait no longer for a sequel because it is here. It's time once again to turn the frown upside down on rundown houses and restore them to former glory. This sequel will offer brand new, revamped mechanics to make for a smoother experience overall. Learn the histories of these homes, or even take part in the sandbox mode, which will allow you to build a new house from the ground up. On top of that, there's a full-on story campaign, so you should have plenty of home restoration in your future. I know a lot of folks were a fan of this game. Again, not really my thing, but I'm including it on this list because I do believe a lot of you are excited about it. Alright, let's flip on over to a fighting game. This should be a nice treat for the end of the year for you folks. It's Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. The newest release in this franchise features jaw-dropping art and animations, just as you would expect, alongside a deep, intricate fighting engine for more serious fighting game fans. I know Arc System Works probably isn't really considered indie per se, but this list was gonna be kind of light, and I figured I'd give it a shout out anyways, just because I think it looks really great. The developers have included a simplistic control method for more casual fighting game fans as well. Alongside a full story mode and tons of unlockables, this one's shaping up to be one heck of a gut punch. Alright, I'd say this is my most anticipated game this week. It looks really interesting with a gorgeous hand-drawn style. This is a Metroidvania title, some really sharp animations. It's called Cookie Cutter, and you'll take control of Cherry. She's on a dark quest for revenge to save her beloved creator. The over-the-top buckets of blood, really fun premise, and the fact that it's a Metroidvania have me absolutely stoked to give this one a spin. This could be the last Metroidvania release of the year of consequence, so let's hope it ends up being a great one. The game will feature a total of 10 different zones, and according to the Steam description, it's heavily inspired by the works of Tarantino and anime. That's pretty exciting. I like those influences. Alright, I've had my fill of cookies. Let's tap into the soul of this video. Our next release is Soulslinger, Envoy of Death, releasing into early access on the 14th. It is a roguelite FPS, and you'll have quite a few different powers at your disposal here, with a very rich lore through a dark western fantasy world. Weapon crafting and upgrading are also a huge part of the gameplay, and the visuals really do look quite fantastic so far, I gotta say. The early access period will be about a year, they're saying, and just like any other early access title, you can expect the developer to tweak things, add and fine-tune here or there throughout the year. I like the direction this one's heading in thematically, and I can't wait to give it a go for myself. Might just have to give Silent Signs some Dramamine because she doesn't do so well with the first-person stuff. It would be nice if all of these games had third-person mode going forward. I think I'm paranoid about this next release. Yeah, Halloween might be over now, but that doesn't mean horror games have to go away. Paranoid in this not-so-PG trailer that I won't be able to show you all of the explicit details of is an action-adventure title that hopes to scare up sales with a story revolving around a character who's been left in isolation for far too long. I mean, based on this trailer, isolation doesn't look all that bad, but either way, having dealt with a great deal of trauma, Patrick appears to be a pretty compelling character, but the game will also have a variety of ways for you to experience it. Stay in your apartment or leave. Kinda reminds me of The Room for you Silent Hill 4 fans out there, the few of you, the proud, right? With plenty of combat, execution moves, puzzles, creepy visuals, and multiple story outcomes, horror fans should definitely keep this one on their radars. Getting close to the end of this list now, we have Return from Core, yet another early access game. Get used to that, it is the end of the year after all. This sandbox title has you digging deep through the earth using your pickaxe and lighting the path forward with a lantern. You'll also have a camp to build, which you can add furnishings to, and there's even a little bit of combat and cooking. All told, it looks pretty fun, but we'll have to see if all the gameplay elements can come together successfully. And a little bonus shout out here on the 14th. Just found out about this one pretty late on. Do want to play it though. Snowman Story, fitting for the season, is releasing on the 14th from one of our favorite developers out there, Odincat. They've crafted some of Silent Sign's favorite games of the past few years. Odincat is known for their pixel art graphics and emotional tales, so if you're looking to get into the holiday spirit, this is a fun little bonus one I wanted to throw on the list. I think it would be a great place to start. Obviously not a lot of traction or a lot of hype around this game, but they do have quality products to go off of in the past. If you don't believe me, check out some of their other games like Meg's Monster or Bear's Restaurant. Trust me, Odincat is great, and I'm not being paid to say that, I promise. That's gonna do it for this week, folks. Getting down there, Ole Gamer Joe definitely needs a break. You can probably hear a bit of the exhaustion in my voice, but I love you all so much. Appreciate you being here through the good and the bad. Hell, it's been a crazy year. I've really poured my life into this channel along with all of the incredible staff members that we've brought on board. They really have worked like their lives have depended on it. Let's not get too mushy just yet though, because we haven't quite gotten to the finish finish line of 2023. Awards are coming up, and be sure to support independent content and help to continue making it possible into the new year. Over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, you can gain Discord access, early ad-free shows, exclusive content, so much more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. I will see you on the channel. Have a great holiday, everybody. Let's keep the good spirits rolling.